never climbed a mountain.
Today we're going to go and do a little training on climbing this hill all the way up to the cliff face. This is a pretty steep grade. One key, I just wanted to show you the get up. Very good boots with good grip. I wear gaiters so that the gaiters will help protect my laces and keep from branches and so forth snagging the laces. Of course, I've got to wear knee braces. I have spring-loaded metal braces in there to help with my knees since I have knee issues. I wear these knee pads to help when climbing very steep areas, and I can brace my knee pads on areas as we're going up. Ski poles, these, and I like these ones, they have a quick release so that if they would get snagged, I don't get dragged with them. But they're strong enough to ensure that I can use them to support me as I'm going up the hill. Right, so here also, when you have your back rucksack on, you want to keep your back straight and all the times with your neck straight and aligned. Right? I like to wear a pair of gloves. These are fingerless because it's easier to grab if I need to get into my map and so forth. Buy it in the winter. You should probably wear fingered gloves as well when you deal with areas that are high vegetation with stinger type vegetation. You might have issues with getting through. Oh, by the way, I have this rope rigged up so that when we get to the top of the mountain, or not even a mountain here, when we get to the top of the hill, I can use it. It's not tied secure to me, it's only secure to the bag. This can be used to hoist the bag when I want to try to take it off and keep it out of the ground and the wetness. And also, if I'm climbing rocks, I can leave the ruck down, keep the rope, and when I get to a certain level, I can climb and pull the bag up with me. Now, when we start with mountains, right, you take the first step, put it on the mountain, but you don't want to climb like this with your feet straight. What you want to do is angle them at least about 45 degrees, and when you set them in, make sure foot step and it's secure and it's braced as well. Always a 3-point 1, 2, 3 3-point security. So when I move, I shift, I keep the knees bent and the hips bent with a little spring in them, and I don't want to bend my knees below 90 degrees, which is a 90-degree angle, which I can't do because I have knee issues with torn meniscus and so forth. But here, right, should not be less than an angle such as this. They got to be angles extended out, because when you're climbing the mountain, you never want to overextend the reach, so then your knees will bend below that 90-degree angle. Because when you try to move and excessive weight or shifting or slipping occurs, you're prone to hurt your knee. Right, so when I step up, then when I got 3 points, and I move and I step the next step, right? And 1, 2, methodic thinking. And as we're going up, as you see, I came here yesterday or the day before and did some routes up here. I wanted to make sure, because when we come out here, we're doing some training for some folks, how to climb properly and safely. So as I go up and I step angled, right, and keep my footing at the same time before I go up, I'm always making sure I'm looking for my next step and I'm planning out my route. You want to make sure I'm going to get this up there to that path, take that path up, and then get back to the next level. So as I'm going up, step, step, put your foot in, secure, bouncing with a little spring and firmness in your step, and then I put it in here, right? The knees not below a 90-degree angle. Use my poles to hold, and then just kind of push up. Then I wedge my foot inside into the ground, and then before I release and put full weight on there, I test it. And I would keep my back straight and keep rigid and firm as I'm flexing my knees and hips. And before I move up, I'm going to plan my next step. Where am I going to do? I don't want to go here. That'll slip down, right? I don't want to step on wet stuff like this, because that'll slip and give way. I don't want to step on that. That'll slip and give way. So where do I step next? I'm going to go sideways and come here, right, and step up. And plant that pole before I move. Plant the other pole and get my step in. Make sure. But under there, you notice there's a stick which is slippery, and that slips on it. You never want to step on that stuff because it's slippery and it's wet. All right. I'm gonna go up, put my foot in here, angle. I got a good, see, I test it before I move. I don't want to lift up, and I don't have a good firm grip on there. And I come up here. You notice the legs, the knees are not below a 90-degree angle. It's very important for anybody with bad knees. To leverage myself, I got this just in case my left foot slips as I bring my right foot up. Right? And I step. And I just continue to do this. And you're always thinking about where you're going. Your next step. Plan it out. So if I come here as well, stuff like this, I can use. I don't want to damage the tree too much, but I can always use this just as a weight, as a hold and a weight. Then I come up. And before I move, I got a good grip on my right foot. Before I move this over, it slips too much on this side. I got to test that out before I put this, and I put the weight down on there to support me, right? And then I'm going to put this stick up there to leverage it, and then I'm going to come up right there, right? And that has a to put my foot on, and I'm going to test it, my knees, and every step we take, we think about it in slow, methodical steps. Slow, methodical, do not move, do not hurry. Keep your weight low, because you don't want your ruck rotating, and then you fall over, and you hurt yourself. It's better to go slow than to hurry and then hurt yourself. Now, some may think, well, just take the pass. Well, the reason for this training is you may end up in an area where there is no pass, so you're going to have to break ground and go through areas which are dense. You're going to have to evaluate the terrain. If you've got a map, that's good. You want to watch for high vegetation areas. Here's a spring that we're right next to where the water, all these hills, watch the relief and how it goes. Down below us is a water hole, and that's fed by this spring, which also during heavy rains, all the water will funnel down this valley through here, and that's why down this area it's so muddy and wet. All right. Also as well, you see here from heavy rains, water rushing down through here. So if it started raining, if there was a heavy storm, this is not really an area where you'd want to be. And especially if you're climbing through here after a recent storm, or if it is raining, it's going to be wet, so it's going to increase your risk. So now, as I go, I'm going to step again up, and I always plan for where my next foot goes. And then I have a what do you call it? If that's like loose, it's slippy, I want to make sure I've got a recourse to go back to my step. And I never want to overextend my step so that when I go back down, it slips to the point where my knee's going to be basically, see, it's above 90 degrees. It's key for me. I have these braces on to keep stabilization for my knee, otherwise I couldn't do this. Also, it's key to ensure that the back is straight. Otherwise, if the back's not straight, you do not want to pull a muscle and so forth. So you're on a steep incline. You can get a footing using a tree. There's my next step, the base of that tree. Angling my feet 45 degrees all the way up. See the skyline way up there? That's my objective. But when you're moving, plant. 3 points of contact, move the next foot, plant it, get secure, leverage, make sure your foot's not slipping, and repeat that methodically, slowly. So we just climbed that, and now I got to a pass. But again, I'm trying to practice and get in shape for the real thing, and most likely if you're in a real survival situation, there won't be a nice pass. So I'm choosing the least steep avenue. And here we go up. And good thing here, I chose this because I think it's strong, test it. I can use that to pull myself up, see.
So we just climbed that, and now I got to a pass. But again, I'm trying to practice and get in shape for the real thing. Ooh, this is extremely challenging. It's only about 400 meters, but when you're 58, you're not in shape, broke neck back, 400 meters is rough. With about a, I don't know, percent climb here, I gotta take a break. I'm trying to, as you see, not too far to go. I think about 50, 75 meters. Taking me a good hour just to walk, step, wait, because it's very steep. And the reason I do this is it's better than sitting and watching TV. I hope to catch a sunset up on that side. Okay, well anyway, plan my next movement here. So I can pull along pretty solid log here. Step there, hit the tree, grab the branches, step up, step up. And when you're moving, like I climbed, there's a path there. I just passed that path, traipsed that log there, which is very solid, no risk of rolling. Then I walked this log all the way up, and I walked over, stepped on that stone. Then I walked up here. Now I'm taking a rest on the log. But coming up here, it was cool down there in the valley where the stream is. Down there is where the mouth of the stream is, at the beginning of that draw. And from down there, it's about 65 degrees to up here. It's amazing the difference. It's about 75, 80 right here. Sweat coming up. The bad thing was, think about it. The capacity of water there I'm carrying with the 2-quart canteen and 32-ounce bottle, and then another container of 40 ounce in my ruck. By the time I get up here, I drink half of that water. Then I go back down and get some more. I'm gonna walk, and then when you're walking, you leverage your foot in at 45 and get a good grip. Make sure I like to do heel first, down to foot, right? And you get that platform for your foot to be able to step, put my quick, and then plan where you're gonna plant your next foot. Hold the heel. I like to roll the heel, test, make sure those leaves are not all slippery. Meanwhile, I got my 3 points of contact, my hand here, I pull it down, and myself up next one. Just utilize that process. Everything before you place, make sure everything's solid. Just a little bit down because everybody's stunk. Like I ain't got much of it lately. I don't want to lose my berries. I plan to have myself a nice break at the top here. Good. I got my knee down. Luckily on the hill, I don't have to extend my knee beyond 90 degrees. With a bad knee, then you got to risk. You won't be able to get back up. So I'm here. I'm planning on planting my foot right here. Solid enough, right? Before you move, it's always key. Never rush. Make sure that your next move is methodic, right? You got plenty of leverage. It's not going to give. Just like that, see? I tested it out. And half of that tree gave away. The middle's solid. Okay.
look up in the sky, and what do you see? The Lord Jesus Christ coming for you and me. Ain't no use in looking down, ain't no salvation on the ground. Rise up, stand tall.
See the high canopy? No vegetation. So stuck here, better know firs, spruce, pines. There's the whale. We have cool blowing up from there, like a natural swamp cooler. Get up here in the sun. Huh. Make sure you know. Good to know. Where would you make a camp? Here's a nice open area. Water source down there. It's a whale. Woo. Just over that plateau is a ridge with an awesome sunset. When I stop on a ledge or not, if I have multi-purpose rope linked, tied, I could tie myself to it too. Instead of a Chinook, I'll just tie myself to the tree with no slack so that I can't roll over the side when I fall asleep. All right, so I foraged. I got a bunch of stuff I'll put in my tea. And by the way, I have my quick nettle, dandelion, sea nettle, dead nettle. Good shelter because the wind was coming across here. I love scarves because they're expedient. They fold away. You can use them for multi-purpose, to choke yourself, but mostly my do-rag's wet, cold air breezing through, sun's going down, it's getting dark. I stripped down just to a t-shirt. It was cool down in the little valley down there. I like this here. I carry D-rings, hook them, keeps things out of the dirt, make sure things don't fall over the cliff. They're there where I need them.
Buttons.
Put things back where they belong.
That's over.
So when the darkness comes, I don't have to be scrambling, losing things. There's my command control bag. Can you see that?
Real professional.
Yeah. Just gonna shove some stuff for later in there. Right now, I want to get some tea rolling with some berries that I picked, some plants that I foraged along the way.
I go to a better place, my friend.
It's secured by lanyard, little wipes thing. This is one I've had for years. Cat finally broke off, but these are handy. Right in there. A bunch of berries in there. Everything, like I said, always back. Cause that darkness come quick. And I'm staying out here a while. If it wasn't for work tomorrow, I'd be staying out overnight. Get this rolling. You want to have place level? Well, I don't want to put it there. I'll put it down here. Oh, it's rolling ball. Hot. So I ate about half my berries raw straight in there, and I wanna make a nice fruit tea out of a bunch of these. My God. God store. Be right there, boy. I got some with the. Oh, he right in there. How did he find it so quick? Huh, bro? Bees. Went out just on it. So what I'll do while I have the hot water, put that in there so that I rinse it out and it's somewhat clean. See? Hot water, kill any microorganisms because the sugar stuff can make for leave the top off, let it dry. Then I got my plantain. It's a bit wilted already. Broadleaf plantain. Dock. Oh, that's stinging nettle. That one there, and this one is dock. Oh, one of my berries fell. And I got some chamomile, mint, and peppermint. I should have brought some mint from the house. I never throw this. Always responsible. I love the outdoors, so we don't want to. Now, I could take some pine, but I saw I think it was spruce. But I kind of ran out of energy coming up the hill. Sorry. This may re-energize me. And I will be eating the berries. Stewed berries, I guess. Now, if I wasn't near a water source, I wouldn't be contaminating my my cooking surface too much with my cooking and drinking surfaces with sugary or potentially hazardous foods. Berries, as they are, wild, right off the plant, are good. However you store them, and of course anything, they can, with time, temperature, and moisture, anything can rot. Got my little trash pocket there that I like to throw my trash. Like an old man. Woo. Oh my thing, the heat caused my thing to come off. I had inline bowling, secure it on there, see, like that, and I put the tape on there as an extra security measure, because I don't want to be sitting there spending hours picking berries, and then I lose it. And that's tied to me if it would fall out. God, that's hot. Hey, my berries fell here. Oh, my map. Secured. Quick release. Check, make sure I know exactly where we are. But I'll check on the map. Oh, good Lord, I can't see. That's what I got this for. Blind. Ooh. Dude, can you see that? And you know, in the field, the reason I got this, because one time I was in the field, my glasses broke, and I couldn't see the map. So I'm like, at least I got backup. I got my glasses here, foldable type on my, everything's tied down, except for, I'll let you see and correct me. Got a couple things. Matter of fact, one of them fell out and was sitting there on the ground. I'm like, what? See, that's the worst if you're sitting in the field and you know you have a tool, but it's going to be useless if you lose it. I tend to tie everything down with nice quick releases like that, you know, or some kind of form of fashion. But it all takes time to figure out and determine. Something about that light. Sun's going down. Look at that sunset. Woohoo! Gotta watch out, make sure no bee flew up in there again. Sting me in the lip. What did I do to you, bee? Huh? Make sure I put this. I like the cargo pants. I keep a pair of cargo pants and extra utility shirt and my boots and stuff in my car just in case anything ever happens. Oh, look at this. Still got toilet paper more. MRE toilet paper. The trick is you got these things fold up like this. Oh, there's my hygiene kit. Maps. That was my syringe. Everything tied down. See? Milliliters. In case I need to measure the bleach in my bag over here. Plastic bags for weatherproofing, just in case it rains. Which I thought today would rain, but then now the sun coming out. Compass, radio, just in case I have to hold in my heart. Like, help me. Preset to emergency management services. Come get me, please. Another compass and thermometer. The one thing that you got to do is you got to test these to ensure. Take a good compass. Where'd my compass go? Right there. There's a good compass. Take a good compass and figure out that's north right here. It's pointing north. North. Put that up there. Make sure it works. This one you can see north here is pointing that way, and north here is pointing that way. So which one's right? Because you don't want a compass that's going to take you even 15 degrees, which that angle, this compass, let me put this down. So here, we see this. I purchased this. It's one of them little handy, cheap compass, whistle, mirror, light, matchbox. Pretty decent. However, you must validate your compasses. Also validate hardiness of the light and the tools, etc. The whistle. Once you get something, don't just throw it in your bag. Does the whistle work? Does the light, is it waterproof? So what's the use of having this piece of equipment if it's so cheap that if you need the tools that it has, then it doesn't function? But validation of the compass. Okay, so you see the difference. See that north and south compared to that north and south? That's a good 10 to 15 degrees off. This compass I validated. I know this compass is correct. So am I going to test? All right, excuse me. Am I going to trust this? I'm going to use it for general direction, maybe orientation, but I'm not going to trust it with if I really have to depend upon. And here's another light, little fancy rig with the thermometer, which by the way, I can't even see. Sometimes these cheap rigs are great if they work, you know. Oh, it's got a lens in there. I can use that to see stuff. And I got a mirror. Oh, I can see can you see my ugly face in there? And thermometer in Celsius, however, and light. But if it's waterproof, I don't know. Whistle works. Light works. Don't know if it's waterproof. Oh, you see that? There, little. Don't forget too. I could tell you a story, but I'm not going to tell you right now. See how metal affects. If you're walking along and you got a rifle and you're hunting, or you got something that's metal. See how that affects. That degree difference could be the difference between you missing your objective and not. Let me check out and validate and test this little compass. Okay, so where'd my pointer go? There's north, south, north, south. That one is better than this one. There's a couple. This thing I use, it's a canister to put fuel in there, and that helps start fire, especially if you need a quick start signal fire. Boom, throw it on the fire. Good. These, I never knew what these, like, what are these? And I found out you can use these and hang this off your ruck and put a water bottle in there. You can hang this off your ruck, put a water bottle in there, and you can expand the carrying capacity. There's a little fancy tool I got with the. There's another little cheap compass. I wanted to bring these all out here today to validate and test them, see if they work. Where's my north? Can you see that? The north, So there's my north-south. This one's on too. So these two are better. This one is not very good. So I wouldn't trust this, but these, just for quick reference, if you're walking along, I don't always like to have to pull out the compass, stop, pull it out. I keep it tied down, but it's got a higher risk of losing things as well as wasting time and energy if you have to pull that out all the time. Okay, quick lesson, map reading. Okay, when you're doing map reading, most important is take your map and you have to orient it to the north. I get my compass and I understand what north is. See there? Now I have the compass and the map lined up north. Now I can start taking and associating. You're doing terrain association to make sure you orient where you are on the map. So the first most important thing when you're doing terrain association is get your map oriented to north. Now that we got it oriented to north, here's the swamp that we went by, and there's the little inlet stream spring all the way up, and this draw here, that's a pretty good distance, decent for a day hike. And there's the trail, past the trail, another trail. I'm right about here. You can't see the contour lines too well, but these contour lines mean 20 meters distance in between. So I'm right about past this trail here. And then, okay, quick lesson, map reading. Okay, when you're doing map reading, most important is take your map and you have to orient it to the north. I get my compass and I understand what north is. See there? Now I have the compass and the map lined up north. Now I can start taking and associating. You're doing terrain association to make sure you orient where you are on the map. So the first most important thing when you're doing terrain association is get your map oriented to north. Now that we got it oriented to north, here's the swamp that we went by, and there's the little inlet stream spring. Other thing I wanted to demonstrate was knife. $35, value added, nice knife. What's the bad thing? Not tied down. Good thing, it has a hole in the pommel, right? It has a lock blade. It has a couple multi-tools. These versus the knives where you have pliers. You want multi-function tools. Sharp knife, solid pliers, backup knife, different tools. Little saw, not that handy for larger jobs. I only like to really work with, especially tough tasks, rugged tasks, with the lock blade knife, because I've had too many fold back in on my fingers. But I do need to figure out how to tie it down, or otherwise I don't want it to get lost. You know what I mean? Got a good securing thing. This came with flashlight, but I took that off because I put my flashlight over here with the quick release flap down top, and with the draw tie, because I got tired of always trying to remember where my flashlight is. So it's always right there, and it's always quick access. And in case I need to signal, in case I need to quick find something, I don't use light much. I try to keep my light discipline, but it's rigged so I won't lose it. It's always there. Key with this knife too, I had to rig this because once I was out, it's cold. I couldn't get it off, so I extended the thing. Right. However, the knife I found laying, it fell out. How did that happen? But anyway, it's somewhat a cheap knife, but now with the technology they have with these coverings, I don't quite like the serrating here because I like full blades, but it's got the different parts to a knife. The edge, the serration it's just too short for sawing, and then the blade is too short for but it's still, what do you call it, full tang knife, solid, strong. The coating, it's durable and it won't rust. I don't like this. This is the thing to cut stuff. However, $35 from MFH pommel, but and I love knives that have a hole to tie down. I have to put a lanyard on there. I want to find a quick release lanyard, which I have one. I just need to take the time to rig it up. Fortunately, you don't get anything called a day job. Always kind of busy. But that is the key. PMI, PMCS, pre-service maintenance checks stuff. You always got to make sure that you inventory your stuff and put it back. If you use it, you got to put it back and secure it down, and ensure you don't lose. I have tons of redundancy because, believe me, I've lost a lot of stuff in the field. I used to pride myself that I didn't lose it, but it's a bad thing to lose stuff in the field. Then you're stuck without all that knowledge there, where when the grid goes down. It's getting dark, so I need to get things tied down. I got to get things tidied up. Mosquitoes kind of went away. I wonder if they're forming a alliance and they're about to come and attack. Ready? Ready? What the? Oh, look at that. Oh, why? How? Oh, if I got to my car and this was gone, I'd be like, you. Because you never know. Reach in your pocket, and then you pull something out and your keys flop out. You're making noise and you don't hear. You get to the car, you're like, oh, where's my keys? Time for some more tea. 32 ounce empty, 2 quart almost empty. I have one 40 ounce. So altogether, somewhat like one gallon of water is 8 pounds. So you calculate, look for a day's water. The minimum for a male is 2 liters, I think it is. In hot weather, it's not probably, it is more. So your movement to a strenuous activity, all that is in relation to the temperature, the severity, the elements, as well the ease and the source of water that you have availability to. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to make my tea. Come on. Ooh. Oh, and a leaf spark. Turn that down to just what I need so I don't waste. I don't want the flame going over. I'm going to hold it because I don't want it to fall. Jiggly. Well, the sun went down and get cool quick. So they got the oilskin cloth. These things are amazing. Like a duck. Ducks stay warm because of the oil. Mineral oil here, you know, made with the mineral spirits and mineral oil, and then mineral spirits help it dry out. I got my channel there, how to make it. I learned it from, God forgive me, Self-Reliance Outfitters, Dave Canterbury. It's amazing how far it is. Oh boy. I'm aware I like to put my heel down and roll the heel. Down to the ball, heel to the ball, roll it. Don't step on those sticks. I heard some deer back here. Unfortunately, we got to go to work. So, I got everything prepared and ready. My rag, I hang off the rough so it'll dry. Everything packed up and ready so that I won't lose anything. Nothing's at least as well as when I get it on. I don't want to have stuff fall off and then, oh, I forgot this, and I have to take my rucksack back off. Important keys about moving at night. Ensure before you go down into the bowels of the darkness. I've got the end of evening nautical twilight coming. Ensure that you orient yourself before you start moving. Because once you get down in the darkness, it's going to be much more difficult. This is from west, right, to east. This west is the draw and up the top of this hill up here. Okay? I'll follow the draw all the way down. The light that way towards the east is where my the parking is. I got a good little distance to go, but key is when you're in the dark, slow, methodical movement, and I need to move enough now so that I've got a good definitive terrain feature, this draw to walk along, and then the light to walk towards. So I'm now entering the draw. You see, to my south I got a ridge line, and to my north and then the west I have the ridge line. That's what I tell us. You track this ridge line, the ridge line goes east-west, so you just follow that all the way. Just gotta go real slow. Don't try to rush at night. Don't panic. And one key is, if you find yourself lost and don't have a clue where you is, make sure you set up a good camp, because you're not going to be able to make it unless you're in dire circumstances. It's better to make up a camp at night than to try to waddle through terrain like this. Can't see it, but there's the ridge line. But I've made it almost down to the stream. Slowly making it down. Water. I need some of that living water, Jesus. Hurry up, please. Look up. Get ready. Get ready. There goes the clock. Another minute gone, and my life feels before. Sitting here waiting, just clocking the time. Dreaming of the day I can finally unwind. Get back. You gotta do the cleanup. Be disciplined. I'm tired though. You know, you gotta clean your gear. You gotta refill the water. 40 ounce, 2 quart. Actually, I got one backup 2 quart. That's a hard bottle. 2 quart. Surprised, I didn't expect that. Discipline, refit, reorg, get ready for the next hike. I'm missing my freedom, feeling that deep down in my bones. God bless. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Get ready, get right. Take a look up in the sky. And what do you see? The Lord Jesus Christ coming for you and me. Ain't no use in looking down. Ain't no salvation on the ground. Lift your eyes, lift your heart. That's where the truth is found. The peeled down man, yeah, that story was fake. A headline hoax that made the whole world shake. Evolution twisted minds like a carnival ride, but the Lord God Almighty made it all bona fide. Creation ain't weak, it deserves a chance. Science is the study of his fingerprints, not chance. Believe my son, don't fall for the game. Some theories fade, but his word stays the same. So look up, look high. Let the truth hit your soul like fire. Ain't no blob, no accident, breathing life. You were crafted with purpose, designed by the Most High. Look up in the sky, and what do you see? The Lord Jesus Christ coming for you and me. Ain't no use in looking down. Ain't no salvation on the ground. Lift your eyes, lift your heart. That's where the truth is found. Get your butt up, turn off that TV. The God of this world blinds minds with ease. Static and noise, distractions and lies, trying to keep you from seeing the King in the skies. You ain't Neanderthal, that story's been spun. Another tale told to make you feel undone. You ain't from a blob, you ain't random debris. You were breathed into life by the one who sets free. Lift your head, let the spirit ignite. Let the darkness flee from the power of his light. Every heartbeat, every breath you take is proof you're crafted by the God who doesn't make mistakes. Take a look up in the sky, and what do you see? The Lord Jesus Christ coming for you and me. Ain't no use in looking down. Ain't no salvation on the ground. Rise up, stand tall, let his glory resound. Look up. Whoa. Boink, 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 boink. You really gotta get